Hello, welcome to Woolmonkey. So today's lesson is going to teach you all about how to cast off your work, or in other words, how to finish off a piece of work when you've made it as long or as big as it needs to be, and you need to secure those stitches off your needle so that it doesn't all come undone. So of course, as with any type of knitting stitch, there are lots of different methods of casting off. Different ones designed to give you different types of edges. So maybe you want a stretchy edge or a tight edge or a fancy patterned edge. But today we're just going to learn the basic cast off method, which is the one you will probably use the most anyway, and is the one you need to be able to know so that you can finish off your first project. So hopefully by now you know how to do the basic knit stitches, etc. And you have a piece of work like this which you need to finish off. So we're going to learn how to cast off all the stitches on this row, and all we're going to do to start off with is knit a couple of stitches. So get hold of your needles and your work, and we're going to knit 2 stitches just like normal, ordinary knit stitches, 1 onto the right hand needle and 2 onto the right hand needle. So when you've got 2 stitches on your right hand needle, all that you have to do is pick up your first stitch, lift it over the second stitch and drop it off your needle, so then you have 1 stitch. Okay, let's look at that a little bit closer. So knit another stitch. Okay, so we have 2 stitches on the needle again, and then we're going to take your left hand needle, you're going to stick the point of it into the first stitch on your right hand needle and lift it up, and then you're going to lift it over the first stitch, over the point, and then slide the point out and drop it off. Okay, one more time. So we'll knit another stitch. So you're always working with pairs of stitches. Okay, so we've got 2 stitches again on the right hand needle. We're going to stick the left hand needle in, lift up the first stitch, pull it over the second stitch, over the point, and drop it off. Okay, so the thing to remember when you're doing this is not to knit these stitches too tightly. So as you knit your stitches, make sure they're actually quite loose on your needle. So these are quite loose, there's plenty of space. If you knit your stitches too tight, then your cast off edge will also be quite tight and puckered. If you make them nice and loose, let's have a look at that, lift that one off, then you get a nice kind of stretchy edge. Okay, so we'll have another look. So knit another stitch, and then with your left hand needle, stick the point into the first stitch on your right needle, lift it up and lift it over. Now if you hold onto your yarn in your right hand, so you're pulling against it, it'll stop you from sliding the other stitch off the needle at the same time, or it'll help a little bit. Don't pull your work too tight, okay? Keep it nice and loose. And we go all the way to the end of the row. Okay, so now we're approaching the end of the row. So I've just got 1 stitch left on the left hand needle, and that's fine. So we'll knit that stitch as well. So we've got 2 stitches on the right hand needle, and same as before, you lift up the first stitch, lift it over, and then you end up with 1 stitch on your right hand needle. And all we have to do now is make that loop a little bit bigger. Okay, we can put the needles down for a second. Pass the end of your yarn, or the ball in my case, through the loop and pull it tight. That secures your work. And there we have a nice neat cast off edge. And as you can see, it's not too tight, it's not too loose. If you have it too tight, then it restricts your work. And that's it, that's all you have to do to cast off your work. If you'd like to know some different cast off methods, then there will be some available on the Woolmonkey website at some point soon, I hope. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.